Conversations with Danni Gyrl. Live at DMEG Radio on fire. You listening right? Where you see the hottest underground interviews, you better tune in to Couch Conversations. Where they talk about it. No, it ain't the Breakfast Club. It's Danni Gyrl going live. Danni Gyrl going live. Danni Gyrl going live. Nothing's off limits here with Danni Gyrl going live. Danni Gyrl going live. Danni Gyrl going live. Nothing's off limits here with Danni Gyrl going live. Danni Gyrl going live. Danni Gyrl going live. Nothing's off limits here with Danni Gyrl going live. Danni Gyrl going live. Danni Gyrl going live. Nothing's off limits here with Danni Gyrl going live. Danni Gyrl going live. Live, 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 live. Danni Gyrl going live. Danni Gyrl going live.
How y'all doing tonight? How are y'all doing tonight? Welcome back to Couch Conversations. One more time, y'all. I'm glad to be here with y'all tonight. And, excuse me, my mouth is a little dry. Tonight's conversation is going to be about questions that people have asked me to either cover on the show or people have asked me after the show. So I'm going to go over that tonight with y'all. We're going to tap into a couple of different subjects. It's going to be a good conversation. Yeah, so welcome to the show. So we're going to get right into it. This is not about one single topic. Let's start there. It's going to be about a whole bunch of different stuff. Basically going over some of the things that we've covered on the show. I'm answering y'all questions tonight. Also, if you have any questions or comments, please make sure to put them in the comments so I can read them and answer your questions. I want to make sure I just get to everybody's questions tonight, and hopefully I have an answer for everybody. So, we're going to get right into it. Let's just get right into it. Oh, I'm sorry. Before I do that, I just want to talk about the block party. June 13th from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. hosted by Black Thompson. We have a lot of special guests. Darrell Madison, Desiree Demure, Swoop White Bear. We're honoring the legacy of Uncle Chuck. We also have special guest just confirmed, Jelly Roll, yay! David Drew, aka David Drew. So thank you for confirming. I appreciate it. We will have some special performances, and if you've been to any of my shows, y'all know, of course, Anthony Gates is performing. I gotta have him come out. He kills every time, and y'all love him. So Anthony Gates will be there, along with a lot of other people. I'm going to get to announcing the lineup sometime tonight. But thank y'all for tuning in. So some of the questions that I have been asked on this show, I want to get to the first one. Oh, this was one stemming from one of the conversations that we had a couple weeks ago about narcissism and toxic families. Last week, I believe it was, we talked about toxic families, and I touched on narcissism a little bit in that conversation. You know, narcissism is something we talk about a lot on this show, and we talked about it earlier this season in one of the first couple episodes. So somebody asked me to break down the difference between a psychopath, a narcissist, and someone who is psychotic. So I'm going to do that for y'all tonight. Hopefully y'all appreciate the answer I come with, because, you know, we really just talk about narcissism more than we talk about anything else on the show. And I want to make sure that I'm giving y'all some correct information. Okay. So let me just hit this water. My mouth is so dry. Woo. If y'all have any questions, comments, please put them in the chat. So the difference between a psychopath, a narcissist, and a psychotic. Let me actually send this to the person that asked me so that I can make sure they're watching. I know they'll end up watching it after the fact, but thank y'all to the people that be asking for reminders. I be trying to remind the people that I can. If I miss you, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to start writing down a list of people that want to be reminded about the show, or finding a way for y'all to let me know to remind y'all. But thank you to all the people that do watch the show, and even when they come in late or watch it the next day, I appreciate y'all. And I also want to say Couch Conversations is sponsored by Flash Drive. I needed to throw that in there really, really quick. Thank you to Flash Drive. And later on tonight, we're going to get into some. How about we do it right now? Let's get into some Cash App games. Yay! Share the live, tag somebody, and comment done with your Cash App tag, and you get entered for Cash App games. And we're gonna do that at the end of the show. So this is what we doing for the show. We just brought it back last week, but it's a quick way to earn you a couple dollars for coffee in the morning. Okay, so yeah, let's get to it. The difference between a psychopath, someone who is psychotic, and a narcissist. So we have talked about narcissists and toxic people on this show a lot over the last few seasons, and the traits of narcissism are grandiosity. They need admiration. They like their ego fed, entitlement, sensitive to criticism, etc., etc. Narcissists want validation. Okay. Now, a psychopath. A psychopath has no empathy, no remorse, and they're manipulative. Well, all of these kind of sound the same, don't they? Now I see why you asked. They're emotionally cold and they strategically harm people. Psychopaths know what they're doing and they just don't care. Now, narcissists know what they're doing, and it's not that they don't care. They don't care about what happens to you in their situation. They care what happens to them. Psychopaths don't care. Now, being psychotic. Psychosis is a loss of contact with reality and mostly occurs in conditions like schizophrenia and bipolar disorder during manic episodes. It usually contains traits of hallucinations, delusions, paranoia, and disconnect from reality, and it is not manipulation, it is a mental health crisis. So now, I actually learned something reading this. To the person that asked me this, a psychopath is a person that does things strategically to harm other people, and they don't care what they're doing or what the results are or how it affects. Narcissists care about what happened to them. They don't like to be seen in a certain light. They want admiration and they want validation. Psychotics have mental health issues. So I hope that helped with your question. I found the answer that I thought would get to the point. Oh, one more thing. Psychopaths lack conscience. Narcissists protect their ego, and psychotics lose touch with reality. Now, I hope that answered your question. If y'all watching and y'all want to play Cash App games, there you go. That's how you get in the Cash App games. Hey, Sherry. Hey, Candy. Hey, Daniel. Thank y'all for watching. I appreciate y'all. We just answering some of the viewers' questions that I have gotten either after one of my shows or somebody has asked. in the process, because if y'all watch the show on a regular basis, you know I say if you have questions, comments, suggestions, etc., and I give out my number. So y'all be texting me and DMing me with stuff. So I just wanted to get to some of y'all questions. So I got quite a few of them here. I'm gonna go back to the beginning. I just wanted to answer that question because that was a question that I got the other night and I didn't want to forget. Hi, Darrell. And if y'all was watching when I announced the block party, I just said we were honoring Darrell at the block party. So y'all make sure y'all come out and support and see Darrell get honored at the block party. I love Darrell. If you watched the show last week, I went into a whole spiel about Darrell. But see you at the block party, Darrell. I'm looking forward to it. So we're going to go back to relationships and dating. This is something that we've talked about this season. And one of the questions I got was, how do you know when it's time to leave a relationship? Now, there are signs that you can get when it's time to leave a relationship, but my blunt answer is, if you feel like it's time to leave the relationship, it's probably time to go. But anyway, so some of the signs that you would have when you feel like it's time to leave a relationship are emotional exhaustion, patterns of incidents like arguments, the disturbing of peace when your home is no longer peaceful, and when temporary conflict begins to turn into long ongoing things or ongoing conflicts. So some people be wondering, like, are they toxic for wanting to leave a relationship? And I say you're toxic for wanting to stay in something that makes you unhappy. I'm not one to tell people to just, like, you wake up unhappy and just leave a relationship. But if you're waking up unhappy after numerous days and numerous things going on, it might be time to go. You know when it's time to go. Your gut gonna tell you when it's time to go. That's when it's time to leave. There's, for everybody that want to play Cash App games, there's the instructions. Make you some coffee money for in the morning. Why does it feel like dating now is harder? Why does it feel like dating is harder now than ever before? I believe it was last season we talked about modern day dating and the gaslighting and the love bombing and the breadcrumbing and the ghosting and all the things that come with it. My personal opinion is it could be a fear of commitment, a fear of being hurt, and a number of other things. Some people are afraid of intimacy. Some people are afraid to be committed. One of the reasons why it's harder to date now is because of social media. Somebody said there are too many options now. Exactly. There are too many options, and that's where I was about to go with the social media thing. When you have social media showing you 500, 1,000, 10,000, 20,000, a million people at a time, you start to believe you have all these options that aren't really there. So a lot of relationships are being destroyed by social media. Um, a lot of people are dating for validation and not love. A lot of people don't know how to take accountability, so it makes it hard for people to want to date them. It's just numerous reasons why dating is hard. Too many lying people, yeah, that's for sure. So that's kind of why relationships are not working and why it's harder now to date. everybody that jump in your DM saying hey or good morning and trying to holler at you is not really an option for you. And I think that's where people get it messed up at. Some people just like having conversation just to kill time. They don't have nothing else to do. Social media simps and tricks. Oh yeah, it's a lot of those. I'm sorry, y'all. My mouth is so dry. But that's just my opinion. Um, a lot of people ignore red flags. Take the pink sunglasses off and see the red flags. Another question was, why does everyone I date or meet end up being toxic? Y'all gonna have to stop asking me my opinion on these types of questions. Um, so if everybody that, and this is my opinion, this is just my opinion. If everybody that you're meeting, you're dating, you're attracting is toxic, you need to step back from the dating pool and reevaluate yourself, because there is something about you that is attracting toxic people. When we talked about narcissism, we talked about empaths and how empaths easily attract narcissists and toxic people. So sometimes you have to step back and kind of evaluate yourself, find out what it is about you that is attracting toxic people. Sometimes in evaluation, you might find out that you're toxic, and that's why you're attracting toxic people. That is why I'm in therapy. And, I talk to y'all about me being in therapy a lot and what I talk about in therapy. Because at one point I had to step back from the situation and I told my therapist, I am the problem. But you have to know that you are the problem and you have to be able to take accountability for that. So yeah, if you're attracting toxic people, I'm just going to say you might want to step back and reevaluate yourself. And I'm not saying that you're a bad person, but like an empath and a narcissist are like two things that don't go together. And you might be an empath. That might be why you're attracting toxic people. But it's just a situation where you might want to reevaluate and see what it is and try to not change something, but just readjust a little bit. We talked about family entitlement a couple weeks ago. That might have been last week too. How do you handle friends who change when you start to become successful? Now let's start there. Let me just say this comment to the toxic situation. Somebody commented, they don't end up toxic. They were all along and you liked it. Okay. How do you handle friends who change when you start to become successful? First of all, everybody's idea of success or what successful is different. Me personally, I feel like with every step of growth that you take, you're going to lose people. With every step of elevation, you're going to lose people. I had to think about it like this. And I want y'all to use this analogy and maybe it'll help you get through something. 15 people get on the elevator and there are 12 floors. And every floor somebody gets off. Okay? Because as you go up, you're going up. You get in the elevator, you're going up. As you go up, somebody gets off on every floor, and when you get to the 15th floor, it's you and two other people. Excuse me, the 12th floor. It's you and two other people. And I'm not saying you have to get rid of everybody, but with elevation comes separation, and sometimes that is needed. Whether it's family, whether it's friends, sometimes people just have to step away. First of all, there's an issue with becoming successful and I'm going to tell y'all why. And I want all of my independent artists that's watching this, if you're an entrepreneur and you're watching this, you go feel me on this. There's a building process when you're building a brand, when you're building a business, and people think that when you're an entrepreneur, you can just work when you want to. And yeah, to a certain extent, that is the case. Like, I personally will take probably 3 days off sometimes. But the reason I do that is because the days that I am working, and there are 24 hours in a day, and if y'all know me, honestly know me, and you talk to me, you know this to be true. Out of the 24 hours in the day, I'm probably up working 18 of them, 16 to 18 hours. The average person goes to a 9 to 5. They clock in at 9. They clock out at 5. They go home. They don't have to think about payroll. They don't have to think about marketing. They don't have to think about branding. They don't have to think about anything that's going to go on outside of what their normal 9 to 5 schedule gives them. But being a business owner, you have to think about every single step of strategy that there is. And a lot of people don't understand that. So when you do get a little bit of success, a little bit of change, a little bit of whatever that you're getting from your business, from your brand, you appreciate it more than people on the outside do, because they weren't there when you were up at 2, 3, 4, 5 in the morning crying and stressing out about how you were going to pull off your next move. So when people change on me, it don't bother me. Like, it used to bother me. It used to bother me bad. Like, when I say bad, it used to bother me to the point that I couldn't understand. Why are people changing on me? Why are they acting funny with me? Why are they doing this with me? Now I don't care. I honestly don't care, because people that I know that work 9 to 5s will never understand how it feels to have to take your last 1,000, 150, however many dollars you got to invest into your brand. And the one thing that Rick Hard, shout out to Rick Hard, the one thing that Rick Hard told me that I will never forget, and this was in 2020 during the pandemic. He gave me a whole speech on his birthday. And the speech ended with, "You are the dope." Now, if you know anything about selling illegal products, you know it's a hustle to it. And if you've ever done it, basically the moral of the story was, if you apply that same principle that you applied to selling your illegal product to doing something legal and sell yourself like you sell the dope, you can become successful and do it a little bit faster. And I don't think people see themselves or their brand or their business as that. But yeah, I'm the dope, and I know what the dope is, and it's pure and uncut. So yeah, when I lose people, it don't bother me, because they will never understand how I felt when I invested all the money that I invested into my business. Like, if you don't own a business, you don't know how it feels to have to pay. Well, I pay $750. It depends state to state, business to business, but I pay $750 just to have my business legally branded with an LLC. And y'all don't understand that you have to do that every year. Whether you make money or not, you have to do that. Like, investing in yourself makes it a little bit easier for you to be able to cut people off and don't feel bad about it. Okay, I hope I answered your question, because this is just me and my opinions that y'all are asking me. Why do families feel entitled to your money once you level up? One, because they have no boundaries. Two, because sometimes, and I'm not going to say all the time, sometimes in a family dynamic, people feel like they did something slight for you, and it might have helped you get to where you were. So now you owe them. Excuse me. I've been drinking water, now I'm burping. Excuse me. Um, a lot of people feel like I bought you a burger when you was down. I let you sleep on my couch. I let you drive my car. I gave you a ride. I gave you some gas money. So if you get something, they feel entitled to it. And I personally am not one of those people. What bothers me the most, and a lot of y'all not gonna feel me on this, but what bothers me the most is when athletes go to the league, or when rappers, artists, models, whatever it is, become successful, and the parents feel obligated to their money. And I'm gonna tell you why. And y'all might not like me after this, but I'm gonna tell y'all why. I don't feel like a parent is obligated to the money, because you as a parent birthed a child that didn't ask to be here, and in the process of raising that child, you saw something that they took a liking to, and instead of you just pushing it to the side, you invested in it, and they went somewhere with it. As a parent, that should just make you proud enough that you were able to support them to become successful or to get to wherever they would want to get to. But a lot of people have parents that feel like, I drove you to the practice, I drove you to football practice, I drove you to band practice, I drove you to your modeling practice, and now you're entitled. I'm entitled to what you have gained. Though you have done all of that, and it's really nice when your children can bless you and show appreciation for what you've done, though you have done all of that, at the end of the day, it was still that child that was on the football field taking the hits, getting hurt. It was still that child that was going to modeling classes, getting yelled at because she couldn't walk the runway, because he couldn't walk the runway. It's a lot that goes on in building something beyond you giving a ride to practice, beyond you paying for some things. And I get some of y'all feel like y'all kids owe you. But I'm gonna tell y'all something. I bought Andrew his first bass. I helped get Andrew his first guitar. Anything Andrew has asked me for musically, I have tried to give him. And I try my hardest not to ask Andrew for nothing outside of, can I drive your car to the store? I don't feel entitled to anything he gets. When he went overseas, I was happy for him. When he came home, I can't even tell you how much the boy made because I didn't care. Like, I'm just happy to see him succeed in the field that he chose. And I feel blessed within myself that I was able to buy that first base when he showed interest in the base and he was able to ask for it. That's where I feel like my blessing came from. Like, that's where I feel blessed at. I would probably feel different if I couldn't have bought that base and then he had to get it from the mud and go figure out how to do it, or it would have killed his dream to go do whatever he wanted to do with the bass, play in whatever band, do whatever he wanted to do. Like, even now, it's really nice just being able to watch him tell me when he comes home, like, Mom, I played for this person, or I did this with this person, or I went here, I went there. Like, that's where I'm blessed and appreciative at. If he never give me $1, it is okay with me, because I'm happy that I was able to get that first base and be able to sow that seed to make him want to go do what he do. And I know everybody feel different. Some of y'all don't like what I had to say because the views went down by about 4 people, but it's okay. It is okay. That's just me personally. And these are my opinions tonight. So yeah, I don't know what it is with the entitlement, and I'm not gonna try to figure it out. It's not my business. But some people just feel entitled for whatever reason. Cash App games. If you have not, share the live. Tag somebody. Comment your Cash App tag with the word done, and we're gonna give away some money tonight. And if I was y'all, I would do it real fast because my sponsor is actually watching. So while he watching, he could just get your Cash App off of the video and send you your money. Okay. Somebody need coffee in the morning? We got you. Can you love God and still struggle with doubt? Is doubt a lack of faith? I can't even answer that for you right now. I'm gonna come back to this. I'm gonna come back to the church questions. Okay. What does healing really look like? Oh, mental health. Okay, so real healing can be seen in the words and the actions of the person that claims that they are healed. They don't cross boundaries. They're not disrespectful. And y'all know, to me, real healing is therapy. Y'all know I am just really really pushing this therapy. And the reason I do that is because therapy really helps to unlock things inside of you that you did not know were there and heal from a place that you didn't even know was wounded. Healing looks like taking accountability. Healing looks like being able to see things that you do before you hurt somebody. What I gotta do? My phone had died. Hey, Carlisha. So there you go. Cash App game. Share the live. Tag somebody. Comment done with your Cash App tag. Oh, we got one. We got one. Hater for life. There you go. You got coffee on us in the morning. I'll make sure you get that. Thank y'all. We're gonna keep on going. Healing. What does healing look like? That is what healing looks like to me. I'm very big on accountability. If you have a conversation with me, you know I talk about accountability a lot. That's what healing looks like. That's the only way I can answer that. Here's another question: is going no contact with my family ever justified? I'm gonna tell you this again. Yes, it is okay to go no contact with your family. It is okay to go no contact with your friends or whoever you feel like is hurting you, draining you, emotionally abusing you. It is okay to go no contact with them. Emotional abuse, repeated disrespect, enabling behavior, all of these things are things that are okay to go no contact for. You can forgive and keep your distance. You can forgive and not give people access to you. Your job is to protect yourself and to protect your peace. All right. Let me see. I'm trying to keep track of the time. So I have a question. Would anybody like block party VIP tickets? If you're watching tonight and you would like some block party VIP tickets, comment ticket. And at the end of the show, I'm going to give some tickets away. 2 VIP tickets to the block party that will get you VIP access. And if you have been in my VIP section, it's always nice. But this year I'm going above and beyond because this is my 5th anniversary and I'm just so extra with this block party. 2 VIP tickets. If you want 2 VIP tickets to the block party, comment ticket and I'll make sure you get them. All right. Let me see. I didn't have a lot of questions, but I just want to make sure I covered most of them or all of them. And then I'm going to get back to the church questions. Lord have mercy. The fact that y'all like hearing my opinion on these church conversations is really funny because y'all know I love the church. I came from the church, but the church just don't sit right with mine. And there's no accountability in the church. So I'm actually thinking about doing another Taboo Church Talk series because the first one was really good. I appreciated y'all for tuning in. And we still have some subjects to talk about. Y'all let me know if y'all want to do another Taboo Church Talk series as well. I think I would like to get into that. So, just trying to make sure I got all y'all questions before I get back to church. Lord, Lord. Okay. Oh, and I'm going to repeat this one more time for the person that asked the question. I see that they're tuned in now. The difference between a psychopath, a narcissist, and a psychotic. So I'm just going to give you the short summary version really quick. A psychopath lacks conscience. They strategically harm people. They plan things out and they don't care. They don't care who they harm, even if they harm themselves in the process. A narcissist protects ego. They want validation. They will make you look bad. They're not going to make themselves look bad. A psychotic is a person who has lost touch with reality, and it is a mental illness. It is not traits of being toxic or anything like that. It is a person that has literally lost touch with reality mentally. So to the person that asked me that, I just wanted to make sure that you got your answer for that. A psychopath lacks conscience, a narcissist protects ego, and a psychotic loses touch with reality. Okay, now let's get to the church questions. Hey, Maurice. Who else is watching? Let me look through these comments. I've been reading the comments and I don't even know everybody that's watching. Trudy, Annette, Candy, J Flash, my sponsor, KJ, Damon, who just won coffee in the morning for breakfast. Did I miss anybody? Carlisha. Thank y'all for tuning in. And like I said, if you want tickets for the block party, if you would like 2 free VIP tickets to the block party, comment ticket. I'll make sure y'all get some tickets to the block party. We already played Cash App games and gave the coffee money away. So if y'all want tickets to the block party, I got you. Oh, okay. Can you still love God and struggle with doubt? I don't like for y'all to ask me questions like this because people be wanting to quote the Bible, and I just want to answer the question personally. Hey, Mr. Potts, what it do? Speaking of Mr. Potts, y'all come out to the block party and see the Eastside Walker in person. He will be there performing for y'all. He's going to be our special guest. Pictures, all that good stuff. Y'all come out. I'm happy he coming. Yay! Listen, you want some tickets? Okay, I got you. I don't even worry about it. Miss Trudy, you want them tickets? I got you, Trudy. Trudy, you get 2 VIP tickets. Mr. Potts, don't worry, I got you. Okay. Back to the question. Can you still love God and struggle with doubt? My personal answer is yes. A lot of people think that it's a lack of faith, but at the end of the day, we are human beings, okay? We are human beings. Shout out to Aisha watching on YouTube. She will be there as well at the block party. She is one of our fashion show sponsors, as well as one of the vendors, owner of Amira's Travel Fashion Fun. So y'all make sure y'all follow her. Shout out to T Face Sweets. Y'all just hit me with these. Oh, baby Chance. Y'all just hit me with these comments back to back. I feel like you can still love God and struggle with doubt. It's a struggle. Nobody is perfect. A lot of us are still working on our faith. I'm one of them. The Bible tells you to have mustard seed faith, and some of us ain't quite got there. We still trying to shrink ourselves down to get to mustard seed faith. But yeah, that's just a little bit of that just means you need a little bit more fasting and prayer and a little bit more Lord in your life. And that's just something to work on. And that's just me. That's just me. Oh, Candy. I love that. Candy said her brother told her when he made it, they did too. Shout out to Candy. We will be having Candy as a special guest at the block party as well. She will be there honoring the legacy of her brother, Uncle Chuck. So shout out to Candy. Thank you, Candy. Why are so many people leaving the church? Well, I have a couple answers for this. One reason people are leaving the church, and this is my top answer, social media. The reason being is because social media has made a mockery of the church. One way that social media has made a mockery of the church is a lot of people that don't go to Black Christian churches don't understand what goes on in a Black Christian church. So they don't understand the shouting, the speaking in tongues, people being slain in the spirit. They don't understand those types of things that go on. And when it's shown on social media with no context or people that don't understand what's going on, it looks like a show to them. A lot of people feel like, I went to church when I was younger and I think it was just a show. I didn't really believe in what was going on. So social media has made church look like a mockery. I love you too, Candy. Another thing I believe with social media is a lot of people go to church and do extra things because they're trying to be on social media. They know they're being recorded. They know it's going to be posted. They know if they in there acting a damn fool that somebody going to post it and they probably going to go viral. That's another thing with why people are leaving the church. Social media has made church look like a mockery, basically. Another reason why is the financial abuse that goes on in the church. A lot of churches straight up tell you if you're not paying tithes and giving offering, you're not a member or you can't participate in certain things. We've seen time and time again, especially now since social media has been out, that people are exposing churches for them basically saying you can't have your loved one's funeral here because they stopped paying tithes and offering when they got sick, things like that. So that's another reason why people are leaving the church. The financial abuse, the 25 offerings that go on in the church, people bleeding you financially dry. Church ain't church no more like it used to be. It seems unreal. Exactly. There's a lot of hypocrisy going on in the church. You go to church and then you end up finding out that the pastor has a side chick or a side baby or a side family or a side nigga or a couple side niggas, or it's always something going on in church. A lot of people now are stepping away from Christianity. They're going into more spiritualist type activities, more earth-centered, universe-centered. A lot of people are getting into crystals and nature and things of that. The manifesting, the universe. A lot of people are stepping into that realm. I've seen people stepping into the hoodoo realm, not voodoo, hoodoo. Two different things. I've seen a lot of people stepping into the hoodoo realm. Just different aspects that they choose to step away from Christianity because of the way that the church is ran. Then we have the mega pastors of the bigger churches that are draining the church dry, draining the congregation dry with the 25 offering so they could go buy a new car. You just have different things that are not spirit based that are making people leave the church. And that's basically what it comes down to. Do I believe all churches are bad? No. I actually have some churches that I have been to that I love. One church that I'm starting to watch a little bit more online is Candy. What is the name of your church? I believe it is called the Glory Church, if I'm not mistaken. Pastor Cecil Thompson. I've been seeing some of his members go live over there, and I like what's going on at Cecil Thompson's church. And when I get a chance, I'm gonna drop in there. 20 churches on one block. Yeah, that's one problem. And everybody wants to be a leader, not a follower. That's another problem. So yeah, you have a few things when it comes to the church. But I do believe Candy, I don't know if she's still here. I do believe her church is called the Glory Church. Another church that I have been watching online is Mount Moriah in LA, Pastor John Terrius Tate. I've been watching him when I can. Also, it's a couple other churches that I've been catching online. Triumph Church in Indianapolis or Gary, Indiana. It's in Indiana. It might be Gary. Pastor Tyrone Parks, I believe, is his name. I've been trying to Glory Church LA. Yes, okay. I've been watching them online. I like what I see at some of these churches. One thing about me is I have a level of discernment when it comes to churches and pastors. So I try to stay where everything is centered around the church and the word and the Bible. Not so much the pastor. A lot of people get centered around the pastor, and that's insane. But yeah, I hope I answered y'all questions tonight. If y'all have any other questions, you can let me know in the comments real quick. Thank you for watching, and I have your Cash App, so you will have your money. Thank you for playing Cash App games and for watching Couch Conversations. I appreciate you so much. But yeah, y'all know when it comes to church, I just have my own little gripes. Y'all know I talk a lot about church hurt. We talk about financial abuse and all these things. I like to sometimes come on here and laugh and joke about church. If you've watched my show, we laugh and joke about church people. What kind of music do they have sex to? Y'all know that's a big one I've been on, and I still have not got an answer for that. We actually did one show. I don't even know how we got on the topic, but people started telling like places they've had sex in church or at the church. It's just amazing what you find out when you talk to people about church and you find out who these people are doing these things. And I just like to have conversations where we can be real. This is a safe space. If you notice, even when I read the comments, I don't say who said what. If you want to know who made a comment, you can go look at the comments. The church in some ways has destroyed dating and the Black community. Okay, so let me tell y'all about how I feel about church and dating. I might have to take my glasses off. My problem with church and dating is this kind of ties in with the spiritual and emotional abuse. And I talked about this during the Taboo Church Talk series. The church has figured out that single women want to be married so bad that those of them that ended up in church, they're invested in finding out how they can find a good man. And they have used this information to exploit Black women looking for a good man. So they have these conferences where they talk about, you're a Ruth waiting and looking for your Boaz and all this type of stuff, because that's the one that they like to use the most, is Ruth and Boaz. I'm going to keep it real with y'all. Everybody is not a Ruth. Everybody is not a Boaz. Everybody is not meant to be married. Everybody is not meant to have children. Everybody is not meant to be in a marriage. Some of y'all are sitting up here giving all y'all money to the church, looking for something that you can find if you go home and fast and pray and talk to the Lord about it. But your vision and your hearing is blocked because you think you Ruth and you waiting on your Boaz, and you just came from the convention where they told you that you can do this and go here and you can meet this man and you can live happily ever after, and they taking you your money and feeding you a dream. That is my issue. And you see more and more and more of these conferences, and more single women going to these conferences, and they're still not getting married. They're still not finding men. A lot of them even make even more dumb decisions after they go to these conferences, because then they start sleeping with people thinking that they found a Boaz, and they just go and getting ran through. And yeah, this is just my opinion though. This whole topic of conversation tonight is just my opinion. This is not nothing written. This is not nobody else's opinion. This is just all about my opinion. I answered these questions to the best of my ability, and I'm giving y'all my opinions. Jason Taylor, thank you for tuning in. Tim Lewis, thank you for tuning in. Jason, I really appreciate all your support. I really do. Who else did I miss? Did I miss anybody? Thank everybody for tuning in. So yeah, tonight was just me answering questions. I don't mind having conversations when the show is over. I do have like 30 minutes after every show where I kind of give time for people to ask questions, or, I get a lot of messages and stuff after the show. I give time to kind of acknowledge y'all messages, and sometimes I don't get right back to y'all, but I want y'all to know this is why. Sometimes I'm collecting data for shows. Thank y'all for the questions. I hope I answered them for y'all. I did to the best of my ability anyway. And like I said, these are just my opinions. I didn't go on script tonight like I usually do. Usually I have like a really formal answer for you that I went and did some research on and Googled, and like I do on these topics. But no, tonight wasn't that. Tonight was me just answering y'all questions. So I appreciate y'all for tuning in, and I really love y'all. Like, I really appreciate y'all support. I thank y'all to the people that ask me, remind me about the show and let me know about the show, or the people that have put it in their calendar and set their alarms. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm trying to become y'all favorite talk show. Okay. So hopefully we can do that. And, if y'all have any specific topics you would like to discuss on the show, please make sure you get them to me. And this is kind of how we get the content that we get. Y'all give me subjects and I'll go research them and I'll bring y'all back what I found. Okay. So thank y'all. I really, really do appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for playing Cash App games with me tonight. And thank y'all for playing VIP ticket games with me tonight. Trudy, I will make sure you get your tickets. And Damon, I'll make sure you get your coffee in the morning. And if you have any questions, oh wait, hold on. Let me see. Here we go. I'm sorry, y'all. These are all out of order. If you have any questions, suggestions, or you would like to be on the show, please text me at 702-578-6716. or you can email me at couchconversationslive@gmail.com. You can also message me on IG and follow, y'all. Please go on Instagram and follow the Couch Conversations Live page. Instagram, Couch Conversations Live. You can always message me there. Please go subscribe on YouTube at The Real Danni Gyrl. DMEG TV. Also check out the website, divinemanagement.weebly.com. Stay up to date with all your couch conversations topics. If you miss any shows, you can go find out on YouTube what shows you missed and watch previous episodes. We in season 8, so if you just now tapping in, it's 7 seasons. You can go back and watch. You can just stay up with everything. The block party information, what Danni Gyrl is doing, what events are coming up, what we're working on, who our partners are. You can all get them on the website. Thank you to all the partners that are currently on there as well. And thank you. Special thank you. Special thank you to my sponsor, J Flash, Flash Drive LLC. I appreciate you. I appreciate everything you have brought to the table with this partnership. And I just want you to know that publicly. I really appreciate you. Next week, March the 5th, I don't recall who I'm supposed to have on the show. I'm trying to get JD's back, y'all. Y'all like JD's. I noticed that. I don't know if that's because my cousin and y'all get really, really good conversations out of us. But y'all love when JD's comes on the show. He has really, really high ratings. So I'm trying to get JD's here next week. But if not, I'll be here with y'all to talk about another topic. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see who's coming next week. So tonight, I just want y'all to know that we are talking about love, money, faith, healing, and all these things on the show. All the things that people are afraid to ask out loud. But everything starts with a conversation, and that is why we have the couch. Nothing is off limits on the couch, and real change happens when a conversation starts. So thank y'all for tuning in. I appreciate you so much. If you missed any previous episodes of Couch Conversations Live, go back and watch them on YouTube, DMEG TV. Thank you to our viewers. Thank you to our sponsorship with Flash Drive. See y'all next week. And remember, nothing's off limits on the couch. Peace and have a divine night. Love y'all. See y'all later.